going to send a copy of the CD or what, and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes when I don't, it gets weird asking for stuff. Like, people always say, oh, you want free tickets to the show? I do, but I don't want to take it because I want to support the band in the same breath. So it's really hard for me to take, free stuff. Anybody who sends me a CD, I'll always offer the money. Because that's just, I know what's involved in doing it, and it's a good feeling to actually be an independent band and sell a CD or make a list like this. A lot of these bands don't make the list. And, I do put, more known national bands on the list, but I also give, certain bands the benefit of the doubt and get them on the list so they can be mixed in. And it's a good feeling to have your band involved and heard and mixed in with other bands out there, and that you're on an equivalent playing field here at the Jay Stone Show. You're just not someone to fill airtime. If you're on my show, that means I like your music. If you didn't make the show, it might not just have been the right thing. There's certain guests that I don't feel fit. They're so famous and they're such legends, and I get offers to put them on the show, and it's like, certain people I don't feel comfortable for. Like, I know the guys in Stripe are great guys. I could have them on the show, but does it fit right? I don't know. Some of these bands that I get, like the original guitar player in the Scorpions, Uli, John Roth, or whatever his name is. Does he fit the show? Should I send him to one of my friends' show? Should I get him booked somewhere where he might fit in a more 80s situation or 70s situation? I don't know. I'm having his younger guitar player on. I think that his side band and, all of that will fit the show. It's just, it's one of those things. I don't know how to pronounce every name of every, person that's out there. I'm not familiar with every single name. So I do apologize if I'm pronouncing the guy's name wrong. But, do these people fit the category? Like, some of these bands are rough call, and then I have them on, and it turns out to be the greatest thing. And I'm like, well, why didn't I fucking have these guys on sooner? Why do I stick to the rock metal genre? Why can't I have a legend like, I don't want to get too specific, like a drummer from the 70s band, blah, blah, blah. Does he fit the show? But, I can interview anybody. That's the thing. But then when I have said person on, I get shit for it. And then if I don't have said person on, people say, well, why didn't you have the fucking... So it's a rough call, especially when I'm doing the show by myself and don't have enough time to do research to see if that person would fit on the show. So I have to skip over them. I like promoting bands that are coming up because they're hungry and they tell their fans. I could have Nikki Sixx on and interview him. I could have did a Scott Weiland interview a few months before he died. But is it going to get me those listeners that these bands that are coming up and they're hungry? Are they going to bring the listeners and bring us all together and bring me listeners, and I'm going to bring them fans? Like, I had Patient Zero on the show, and a lot of people wrote in and said, wow, man, those guys are really good. I didn't know who they were. I never heard of them. And they got great exposure from the show. Yes, only fucking 285 people listened on Spreaker. But with all my affiliates and all of that, if I bring that band one fan or they bring me one new listener, we've done what we're supposed to do. I would like 1 million listeners, but, at least we're gaining some ground somewhere. But it's hard to keep that listener engaged because I got to bring them back next week. How do I know I get them back to my site? That's what we got to worry about in 2016, is the bigger we make this show, is the bigger we can make your band, and if we all work together. Yes, when I was in a band in New York, we were all rivals. That's how it was. I didn't want to be on the same playing field as you as a band. Yes, you were my friend, but I also wanted to tear your fucking band up when I played after or before you. If you played after us, you're in a lot of trouble because it was one hell of a show to keep up with. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, you're my boy, but I'm going to fucking outshow you. And that's that, A lot of bands hated us for it. A lot of bands loved us for it because we would fight with other bands. I'd punch you right in the fucking face backstage. We were hungry. We wanted to be on top. Yeah, you were our boys, but we're going to take you down if we got it. But as you get older, you start to realize maybe if we would work together more and become a community, like the guy from Psycho Tribe builds a community in Tampa Bay. And it's strong. Everybody here fucking knows each other. And that always blown my mind from the first time I moved down here from New York. I was like, man, they all, it's hard when you do that because it's all the same people constantly going to the same shows and seeing the same bands. But the people show up week after week. They're spending their money to come see your band and come in the party with you. In New York, it's like, fuck that guy. We're going to sell more. We're going to do that. That's just how it was. And I don't know which is a better format. For a live band like myself, man, we couldn't do it any better. We were the fucking greatest thing. We fucking kicked ass live. And if your band kicked ass live too, we kept doing shows. But it's just one of those things where I think, with radio, we got to come together like Cold Cock. The community I have there is fucking amazing. All of these bands support each other. I was dumbfounded. I'm like, it's like, holy shit. I love working with each and every band that I work with. I can't ask for a better situation. But I think the struggle in the music industry was, back then it was different. It was because you were going to get a record deal. Now you can do it yourself. It's a lot easier. We didn't have the internet going for us then like everybody does now. We were coming up in the late 90s, so it wasn't a really good promotional vehicle. We were one of the first people to start releasing MP3s and shit like that. And if I would have known that it was going to become what it is today, I might have gotten out a little sooner. But the band did good. I mean, you got to do it for the money as well as doing it for, it's nice to go to a club and make $100. I mean, we made more than that, but we had good negotiating skills because we were in the music paper every other week. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that. I don't want to lose too much track of the songs I'm playing here because I already fucked up the show once because I'm fucking an idiot because I go to sleep an hour before and know I'm not going to make it. All because the fucking mic wasn't on. Someone fucking pressed the button. When I did one of my first shows coming back, my fucking cat jumped on the board and you couldn't hear the guest. I could hear him. I didn't know it wasn't going out. His meter was reading on the fucking console. Everything was working. I had to re-record that whole show. It was a good thing I grew up with that guy from Misery Kills. Because I would have been embarrassed to have called him back and said, can we redo an interview? I admit when I'm a fucking idiot, but that was my fucking cat. And right now I have it turned off, so if someone would have called in, I wouldn't even have the shit up here. So, whatever. I don't know. I'm talking too much shit. But all I'm trying to say about that segment is I guess these bands should come together, man. It's one of those things. It's a very hard industry now, and, the more people you can bring together and bring to my show and bring you a listener and bring you a fan and whatever and whatnot, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore because I drank fucking 11 cups of coffee in the past 6 minutes. So my fucking brain is off the chain. Well, so what I'm going to do here is because I played 3 major bands, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a pick of one of the... I'll give you a couple of picks in a row. This way I give Yama time to Skype in if he wants to Skype in. But this band is out of Orlando, Florida. I was blown away when I joined the Cold Cock community and this guy sent the track in. I'm like, not another one of these and blah, blah, blah. You never know what to expect. You get a lot of music, but they're a great fucking young band, man. They're almost... How they're not signed right now and on tour on a major package is almost mind-blowing. Someone has to grab these guys and put them out there. These kids kick fucking ass. They're all in their early 20s. It's a great band. They do a lot of live shows. They play a lot of great stuff. Get on a lot of good shows that come through town. You got to check these guys out. You got to hit them up on their Facebook page and tell them you heard them on the Jay Stone Show. Top 10 picks of 2015, bitches. This is Lucky 13 by one of my favorite fucking CDs of the year. It's Martyrs Asylum. I'm Jay Stone. You're listening to my show at rockmetaltalk.com. Make sure you told them you heard them on my fucking list. Let these guys know you heard them on the show.